All right, so this is my latest and probably my final classic car acquisition. This is a 1978 Ford Bronco. I had a 1973 Ford Ranger XLT growing up. It was my grandfather's, and it was an original Pittsburgh car. So in 5 years, 1978, I can distinctly remember it being rusted out, and I rebuilt the sheet metal, had it new cab mounts, all that stuff, and it kept coming back. The reason I say that is these were not really, these dent-side Fords, as they've come to be known as, were really not the most rust-resistant vehicles. But I believe this is 100% original. The only thing I'm wondering about is if this was just cleared over, or this may be the original cinnamon glow paint. This is definitely original white paint here. Original striping, very kind of unusual. This is a Oregon car, came from Boring, Oregon, which Washington State and Oregon are rapidly becoming my favorite places on earth for preserving cars. But if you look here, these were like painted pinstripes. And you get to the center here, see how it preserved the white paint a little bit better here, because this is where the pinstriping looks like it was hand done in the 70s. And then this is underneath it, the what I believe is the glow paint, or the cinnamon glow, or it might be a black underneath here. You come around here, and this was a one-owner car until about 6 years ago. The guy I bought it from deals in these and decided to let this go. It was part of his private collection, and I can see why. It's pretty loaded up. It's got the heavy-duty suspension, the rear suspension, the 4 shocks on it. You know, Ranger XLT. It is. Now you see, like, this is probably where he put his arm. The original owner drove it like 90-some thousand miles. You can see where that, was getting in and out of the vehicle. This is original paint, definitely in here. It's shinier out here, which leads me to believe they might have cleared over the original paint. You look here, original data plate, not messed with. You see, you go up here, wearing from opening and closing. But it's all, that's just adhesive there. There's no rust. It's the original interior. I'll show you something real quick. These were torn here. I got the better of my curiosity, but there's no rust. That is just dirt. That is just dirt. I will remove this carpet. I will clean it and probably preserve it. This is one of those vehicles that I don't think you do much to it other than clean it up and leave it as it survived. Has the console, has the air conditioning, has the deluxe AM radio with digital tuner, AM only, with a digital clock for 1978 high tech. It has a tilt wheel. I don't know if yeah, it does. It works, bounces up and down. You have to push forward on that. I didn't realize. I got the Marty report for it the other day, and it said had the tilt wheel, and then I figured out how to make that happen. We have back here, original interior, original headliner, original data plate there. You reach underneath here, there's not a speck of rust or any evidence of any kind of metal repair. These are not the original wheels. I believe the original wheels were white according to the Marty report, but these are very close, probably day 2 kind of chrome wheels. Just polished them. They had a little bit of corrosion. You see they're a little pitted, but really, really nice. Here is our, if I knew how to operate this. Give me a second. Okay, now that figured out use 2 hands, I could open it up. It's original swing away spare option with the vehicle. Original Firestone on here. it is dry rotted to the nth degree, but it is a Champion belted, probably a white stripe tire when you get it off on there. And I would imagine, I don't know if this is just a steel wheel or if that's white on the other side. It looks like it's gray primer. Window works. And here you have all original underneath here. This is all just dirt here. There's not rust. That is just dirt. I need to clean it. Underneath here, all original. Carpet's a little faded, but at the same time, it's what survived 45 years. Needs a lot of detailing as far as like in here. A little bit of surface rust right here that connected on here. I'll probably just put a little bit of a rust inhibitor on that just to clean it up, to prevent anything. There's anything like rust through anywhere on here. As you come around, same thing. This has these period graphics. So I think I would bet that all of this is original pinstriping, and we had the pinstriping on the hood like I showed you earlier. My question is whether or not at some point the original owner decided to freshen this truck up, because there is a stripe there and it's in there, but I'm wondering if they cleaned it. Maybe they cleared this and then they attached this on top, or they didn't. I don't know. But either way, this is, I'm pretty sure this is original paint all the way throughout. Again, there's no rot. You get up top here, this has the deluxe two-tone white roof, air conditioning, a couple other options on it, but it's I guess a very unusual color. Of learning more about Broncos as I go, but there are 19 or 20 different colors on here, and this one there was only about 1,300 that were done with the deluxe two-tone, which means like that sport bar on the top with the complementary white, Wimbledon white, but not too many of them came out of the 70,000, 78,000 of them. Only like 1,300 were painted in that color combo. Has the grill, the bright grill, has a hood lock, has a burglar alarm. I think that's aftermarket. It has this hood lock. You can lock it with your key. And I'm gonna shut the video off because this is a two-handed job to open this hood. Okay, hood's open, and underneath you see all of this paint, and leads me to believe that this is original paint, and it may just been they cleared the edges of it, of the exterior part. You get down here, we're into galvanized original inner fenders. My 73 had those. Like touch-ups here, no rust, no rot. This is all just like surface, a little bit of surface here, clean it up. This is all like, you can see the white underneath and it wore through. I washed this vehicle today and it really does shine up really nicely for what it is. This is a 400 V8 and it's got the quieter exhaust on it. It has, again, air conditioning, your standard jack. I'm going to get it up to my friend who's a mechanic to go through it. It may be running off the alternator. When I picked it up off the truck, it had an older battery on it, and it shut down on the way back over to my house. It was also low on gas, so I fueled it up and put a better, heavier duty battery on it. And just to be safe on there in case it's running off the alternator, I'm just disconnecting the battery every time I go through. It runs very nicely. Again, this is about a 99,000 mile car. It does have a couple little, like the turn signals are not operational and the taillights stay on. So there's probably a couple little things that have to be gone through. And you know, anytime I get a car, I want someone who's very knowledgeable going through it before I decide to be driving around and taking it on the road, assuming it's going to be fine. Plus, it's 45 years old. So this, again, it's nicely loaded. I think about the only thing this doesn't have is the roll bar, the full-time four-wheel drive. It's part-time four-wheel drive, but it's pretty well loaded otherwise. This has mostly every option you could go through, and it's again, it's originally an Oregon car. It was ordered in by the district sales office, so I don't think this was for an individual. This was ordered by them in October, wasn't built till January, and was sold in February. So but fairly loaded up machine. Just first, I've only had it less than a week, and I'm super excited about it. I'm having fun with original cars. This one's pretty darn special. Just the fact that, you know, the rust, the lack thereof, is, for any of you spending time with these vehicles, it's just crazy. And this is, if it's not 100% original paint, it's 90% original paint, or whatever percentage this, whatever that clear coating, if that was clear coating, does to it. But I'm super excited. I want to get it running and driving, cleaned up as best as possible, and just enjoy it. I just took my son and the neighborhood kids around for a ride in it, and we just had a blast. This car is so honest, and I think it just deserves to kind of be preserved the way it is. So hopefully you enjoyed this. You know, I have a 93 Celica that's truly a time capsule car. I just got back from Detroit last week. I took it out for the Radwood show in Detroit, had a blast with it, 600-mile round trip with that. It's currently up in storage for taking it out to Hershey in October. I'll get that out. I'll do another video on it. But wanted to get this one uploaded so you could see. I think I lucked out again. This is a beautiful vehicle, and I'm very excited to you know, just get it running the way it needs to, and just enjoy it the way it is, the way it's survived. And it's not perfect by any means. I mean, the guy, you know, these warp if you had these, and this is what my grandfather would have done. Instead of trying to get the right clips or whatever, just put a machine screw on it, which, you know, would have driven me crazy 30 years ago, but right now it just makes me smile like crazy. So thank you so much. And if you like what you see here with all my crazy cars, subscribe. I'm going to start doing a lot more videos with this, the Celica, my Pontiac 6000, it's my Buick LeSabre, that guy over there, and some other fun stuff. So thanks, have a great night. Forgot to get one of it running, so dual exhaust on it. The exhausts are the lower sounding ones according to the market report, so quieter exhausts. They look to the original mufflers, and it's crazy underneath. Like I said, the wheels are not factory. They must have been put on probably the time of the first owner's time with it. All out there. It runs nicely. I just drove it around for a little bit. Got that Ford sound. I miss having a bedside Ford. I really did. This thing is way nicer than when I had the Ford four-wheel drive Bronco Ranger XLT. So inside, Lights seem to be needing bulbs, so there's probably some electrical gremlins with this. Gonna get it out to an electrical specialist and have them go through it and see what's what. And when she starts, she runs, drives nicely. So when they get one of it running.